Hi there, welcome to the CISSP Success Toolkit, CISSP Twister of the Day number 127. Now this particular twister has been taken up from the CISSP Objective 5.51, which is largely talking about privilege escalation. And to prevent these kind of privilege escalation, we are focusing more on access reviews as one of the activity to prevent these kind of risk from happening. And in that, in the access review, we are focusing on, scope, which should also include the user account, the system account, any kind of service account as well. This is a new topic which has been added up. That means the service account is a new thing which has been added up in the CISSP, which is kind of, the changes are going to be effective from 15th of April 2024. Now, let's get into this particular question and let's try to understand this. Which approach is least likely to reduce the risk of orphaned accounts during a system account access review? There are 4 options. Feel free to pause this particular video, take a minute to answer this particular question. I am going to come back after 10 seconds to answer this question to you. I hope you have answered this question by now. Let us go through this particular question. Before we get into the options here, let's try to understand question better, because that is very important from the CISSP exam perspective. Which approach is least likely, right? So least likely is one of the key word here, in this particular question, to reduce the risk of orphaned accounts. So orphaned account is another keyword during a system access review, right? So these are the 3 keywords which are there. Now basis that, you have to comprehend this particular question, right? They are asking you about a particular approach which is least likely to reduce the risk of orphaned account. What are orphaned accounts? So those accounts which do not have an account owner, simply they are called as orphaned account. And in company environment, sometimes these kind of situations always happens. For example, there might be an employee who has been hired, and let's say he has left the particular company, and this account is still not disabled, right? Or there might be a service account which is no more into use, but still that account exists. What is the risk with these kind of accounts? The risk is that if these kind of accounts which are orphaned, if these kind of accounts are compromised, then the entire environment may get compromised, especially with service account and those kind of stuff. So there is definitely a risk out there, and basis that, this particular question is testing your approach on the same. Let's go through and answer this particular question. We'll go to option number 1, that means A, which says implementing strict offboarding procedures. That's very much a relevant option, because that is what organization should do. As and when somebody is being terminated, somebody is leaving the company, that time the HR process should be such that there is a very strict offboarding process, and the account disabling should definitely be part of the offboarding process. So definitely it is very much relevant. But in the question we are looking for least likely, right? This is one of the most likely kind of options, so we are going to eliminate this. Option number B, regularly reconciling accounts with HR record. So this is not an activity which will be performed during the termination of a particular employee, or maybe during a offboarding process, but definitely this sounds very good, because on a periodic basis you are supposed to make a reconciliation between the accounts which are existing and whatever as per the HR records, what our employees are there. So if there is a gap, you can identify that very well, and that is one of a very, very effective strategy in this particular case. We are looking for least likely, so definitely this is not going to be our answer in this particular case. So we are going to eliminate this option as well. Option number C, it says enabling account expiration features within the access management system. So whenever you create a temporary account, let's say, and there is a feature wherein you can set an expiry date for that particular account, or you can set some kind of rule. If a particular account is not being used for so many days, you can definitely go and disable that particular account. So setting up those kind of expiration features while creating itself is a good strategy to prevent any orphaned account in the company. That's a very good strategy, right? Obviously we are looking for least likely, so this is again not going to be our answer. The fourth option obviously is the answer which says increasing password complexity requirement. It doesn't matter if you have a strong password or you have a weak password, that will have no effect on the orphaned account, because orphaned account by definitions are the account which do not have a account owner. It might happen because of certain reasons. For example, the development team wanted to have a test account, and after that they are no more using it, the account still exists. So those are the kind of challenges which normally happens in companies, and we can mitigate those kind of challenges by having the account review. So that's very much one of the option. The right option is D in this particular case. Be extremely careful as and when you see the least likely as one of the keyword in any question, right? Because the graph goes downwards as they say least, right? So you have to be specifically focused on these kind of things. I hope this explanation helps you and prepare you mentally to go and crack your CISSP exam in the first attempt. If you like this particular explanation, if you like these kind of thing, we have lot more questions which are practicing in the live classes which is there on the weekend. Feel free to join the CISSP Success Toolkit program by visiting www.cybernous.com, and you will find me training you with passion. With that said, Jai Hind, and we will meet in any other video. Thank you so much.